Hello, and welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries, a podcast where I, Sean, along with my friend Melanie,
Hello.
are watching every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, discussing them, and discussing how the theme of the episode affects us.
Ooh, all right. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today we are discussing episode 7, Lie to Me,
Lie to me.
which is a Depeche Mode song.
It is.
A lot of this episode takes place in a club, an underground club.
Literally underground.
Yes. What is your experience with clubs?
I don't have a lot of experience with clubs. I went to probably when I was midway through college, when I went to, my first clubs really.
Mm-hmm.
In Gainesville, when I went to UF, we went to some clubs. And mostly I went to like the 80s old wave nights at the clubs for dancing. And let's see, where else did I go? And there was a good, like an alternative club in Fort Lauderdale that I went to every now and then. That was fun. And then the most clubbing I've done would be here when I was in my 30s, if you can believe that. Going to, much like this club, the Goth Club in Tampa, the Castle.
What was that like for someone who's never been to a goth club? Describe it.
So the first time I was going, I had no idea what I was in for. And I wore I had this long black dress that was very, what I thought goth was. Mm-hmm. And it was just very long and covered most of my skin kind of a thing. But then when I got to my friend's house, she was like, no, you can't wear that. And she had a dress she put me in that I think was vinyl. And put a collar on my neck. And we went to this club, and it was crazy. I don't know if the Castle is a typical goth club. I would say it is in the music they play. But, man, you see everything there.
Yes.
Talk about people watching. It's crazy. But very open-minded and welcoming to everybody and whatever they're into, so that's good. But they have different rooms at this particular club, and there is definitely a vampire-y vibe throughout much of it. Everybody's wearing black or red or, it's like, I don't know. What do you think? You've been there.
Yeah. I remember the cages. Photos of me
there's
in the
cages.
Cage.
Oh, yeah, there's cages. And at this club, they have, one of those big wooden crosses where people can stand and get flogged.
Yeah.
There's weird stuff going on there. I went to a goth club in Dallas. I had some friends that lived in Dallas, and it was the Church was the name of the club.
Oh.
I don't remember if it was as fetishy as the Castle, but again, the same kind of people. I always imagine goth people are like a overlap in a Venn diagram with drama kids from school.
Oh, yeah. I can
see it's a very theatrical kind of a thing,
Yeah.
Everybody, a lot of people just dress up, and it is kind of theatrical, a lot of costume stuff. I've had a lot of fun times at that club, and I've worn my share of weird stuff there. Mm-hmm. They had they did theme parties for a while, and they did one that was video game night, and my friend and I we were Pac-Man costumes, and we just wore our bras had on one cup had a Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man, and the other one had a little ghost.
Yeah, you told me about
that.
Yeah.
And I had a big pink bow on my backside. That was a good time.
I remember we went once, and I wore my orange
steampunk.
Yeah, we went for the steampunk night. I was proud of myself.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Do you remember how many stores we went to trying to find a vest for me?
Oh, man.
I feel like it was 15 stores.
I have that picture. We'll have to post that one.
Yes, I had that one too. We had gone, and I had worn I feel like maybe it was like a 90s night or a sci-fi TV night, because I wore my Buffy, my orange dingo seed, my baby shirt.
I think it was a sci-fi night.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember we were walking in the what do you call them? Not the head
bouncers?
No, because it was the girl who took my money.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I remember her saying, I like your shirt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the best.
It is.
When you wear your nerdy shirt and somebody acknowledges you.
Yeah, but I know we went that time, went to steampunk time, we went for your birthday one year. Never had a bad time.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Even if you just sit at the bar and watch people walk by. Mm-hmm. It's fun. But yeah, the vampiriness. Do you notice the vampiriness?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know there's a little offshoot of the main area where people dance. There's a little room, another bar that's got like it's all red velvet. I think it's called the Red Room, but that's the more vampire-y room, I'd say.
Right.
Yeah, it's fun.
So for me, I would say like my favorite club of all time, and it's not open anymore, but it was in Manhattan Culture Club.
Oh.
And it was 80s themed.
Oh, yeah.
And, so all 80s music. There was like a DeLorean hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
Big Rubik's Cube, big Pac-Man.
Oh.
And the dance floor was like one of those light up ones.
Oh, yeah.
But it was pyramidical.
Oh.
So like, yeah, like a pyramid. Not like a pyramid with levels, not just like a slope-sided pyramid.
Like you could actually climb on like a big Cubert pyramid?
Yes. Like
and you could climb on it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so, we'd always try to get towards the top.
Okay.
But spent many nights there.
Okay.
Good times.
We did go to the same time period in my 30s, my clubbing period. We did go to Pleasure Island a lot, and that was fun because they had many different clubs.
Yes.
Every club was a different type of club, and they had the alternative techno club, which was called Mannequins, and it had the revolving dance floor.
Yes.
That was our favorite.
Yeah,
I loved. We spent a lot of time there. That was fun. And then they also had an 80s one called 8 Tracks, and I think they had a light up floor.
They did, yeah.
That was fun. They also had the Adventurers Club. So you went. Did you ever go to the Adventurers Club?
I don't know that I ever went in that one.
It was like it wasn't a dance club. It was kind of supposed to remind you of, I think, Indiana Jones-ish. Like you were part of the Explorers Club, and there were improv actors all throughout, and they were all like a part of the Explorers Club. But it was like that time era. I don't know what that time era is.
Right. Days of.
Yeah, but there's like a room with all the African masks, and you go in there and the masks talk. Okay. And they talk to you, and there's like a little mini show where you interact with these masks. And then you go in another room, and they have a little piano bar show that they do. And then but all surrounding you is all the artifacts and stuff that they found, the explorers have found. And that was a very, very fun club. If you go online now, there's lots of groups dedicated to that specific club, even though it's long gone. So that was fun. And then there was an improv comedy club there, too, that was fun. I
was surprised. I was surprised it closed down. It was always busy.
That was the Michael Eisner version of Disney, where you wanted more adult stuff aimed at the adults, and that's gone now. It's Disney Springs, which, meh.
Yeah. I have 2 quick anecdotes related to what you just said.
Go.
So the first one was 8 Tracks. My friends and I when I was still living in New York, we came down to Florida, did a road trip.
Yeah.
And we stayed at Disney for a few days. We went to Pleasure Island. We walked by. We went to 8 Tracks.
Yeah.
Loved it. We thought it was called Strax. And that same trip, we went to Mannequins. But before there, in the car, not for the person driving, but us passengers, we were doing shots of watermelon pucker.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh.
So between that and the rotating dance floor,
oh no,
I had to make a trip to the bathroom.
I've been sick in that bathroom.
Yep. And then then like washing my hands and like rinsing up, and I look in the mirror and realized my shirt was on backwards.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
They had a drink there. I just know it was served in a bucket.
As most good drinks are.
I drank it.
Do you remember what it was?
No.
I'm sure
it was sweet.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called, but yeah, I was not in good shape after that. But that was a fun night, man. Whew. Yeah, we had a lot of fun times there. And then so let's see. What about now? You like going to a club now?
I feel like once a year, I like to go. I enjoy dancing. Not every single weekend, but sometimes I get the urge. So I like to go like once a year.
Okay.
And I enjoy myself.
We should go back to the castle sometime.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a long time before COVID.
Yeah, I think
sure.
Last was like for your birthday, and I feel that was like 2018, 2019.
Man.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Long time.
Because 2018 was 6 years ago.
Oh, that hurts.
I remember my first gay club.
Yeah.
Was Twist in South Beach.
Okay.
Which, not a bad experience for your first gay club. Yeah.
Boy, my first gay club, I think I was maybe a junior in high school. And it was a BBS guy, a friend of mine, that we went. It was down by the airport in Fort Lauderdale somewhere. I think it was called the Copa. And I mean, I couldn't drink or anything. I was underage, but he brought me in and he knew all the bartenders and he was like, okay. He like sat me at the bar and he was like, I'll be right back. And I remember there was like adult movies on the TV by the bar. And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, where am I? I was so scared. And he just told the bartender, okay, just watch her. Keep an eye on her, and I was so innocent back then.
It's like you're at the Bronze.
Oh my gosh. And I remember going out and dancing and getting pushed around by all these, like I said, I'm kind of smaller. So getting pushed around by all these tall dudes. And I was like, they're so mean. I've been to many gay clubs since then, and they are my favorite clubs to go to because they always have a great vibe. Yeah. Great music. Yep. Fun dancing.
Well, I can't think of a time like anything bad ever happened when I went to one. Uh-huh. Never.
Huh. Okay.
What? What?
I'm thinking about New Year's Eve.
We will not talk about that this episode. Right. Georgie's Alibi.
Such a good club.
Also with different rooms.
Yes.
And it was always busy.
Yes.
Always packed and then just closed.
Yes. I know. It was sad.
There's nothing around here I feel is as good. There's a few other ones, but yeah, that was unique. And it was really close to my house too. My old house, which was nice.
Yeah. There's a good one in Gainesville, and I used to bring, when I'd go on first dates with a guy, I would bring him there to gauge his coolness. Okay. Go to the drag show at the University Club and see how he reacted.
I like that test.
It was a good test. It was a good rubric.
All right, so we move on to Lie to Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. No voiceover. Again, I think we're done with the voiceover.
Forever?
I don't know.
I doubt it. All right, but we open up at the creepy playground. Mm-hmm. And the kid is standing alone in the dark.
Yeah.
My mom is late. Like, what? What is it, like 9 o'clock?
It was dark.
Your mom is really late.
I mean, it wasn't like dusky. It was dark.
Man.
What do you call that piece of playground equipment that he was sitting on?
Was it the merry-go-round thing? Yeah, like a merry-go-round carousel. Yeah.
All right. I hear merry-go-round, I think of horses.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah. Those are dangerous. Enjoyable as a child.
They are. I just saw a video, one of those, people are stupid videos, and it was a guy, a grown man,
of course,
who got on that thing, and there was a truck, and they had a rope between the truck and the merry-go-round, and it, pulled off, and it wound up and spun him around, and woof. He was going really fast.
I'm sure.
And his brain was shook up.
Oh. Nice way to get a concussion.
Yes.
And speaking of people with head problems, Drusilla walked in.
I like her nails.
I didn't know.
She had a really cool manicure. I gotta say, it was like a black and white manicure. Mm. And then she was singing a weird song about the lamb is caught in the blackberry bush.
Yes.
Blackberry patch. Blackberry. The blackberry.
The kids, I'm not supposed to talk to people. I mean, I can see I'm not talking people. To strangers.
I'm not people.
But yeah. Like, don't talk to strangers. I'm all for that, but
I'm not a person.
Talk to people.
Yeah. And then Angel, of course, is just there, steps in, tells the kid to run away.
Run home.
Where's he going to run? Why didn't he run home already? He could have just walked home.
Yeah, it was better than just sitting in a park by yourself at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
Waiting for his mom.
This show. So Angel is having a conversation with Drusilla and telling her, you need to leave. It's not going to end well. He's kind of threatening, but not really threatening.
Yeah. That's a good way to describe Angel.
Yeah.
At this point. Yeah, kind of threatening, not really threatening.
He's kind of there, but not really there.
They definitely have a history, you could see. We know that he and Spike do.
Yeah.
But now we know Drusilla too.
And Buffy is walking around. She happens upon them and sees them from afar. Mm-hmm. And her insecurity is kicking. Kicking. Yeah. Why? Has he given her any reason
talking to another girl
to not trust? Whatever, but he's not shown interest in these other girls.
But he's talking to him.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been there in a similar situation.
I'm sure.
I know.
I'm older and wiser, and I can judge.
I remember once we were at a happy hour, my husband and I, we worked together. Worked for the same company. We didn't work together. I always be trying to...
Let's set that straight.
Exactly. And this guy just came over and started talking to me And within like 30 seconds, my husband, who was all in this bar, was suddenly right next to me.
Like Angel.
Like, I was not flirting. I don't even think the guy was flirting.
Yeah.
He was just talking. But yeah. Insecurities, man. They kick in. We get credits.
Opening credits.
Yeah.
And then Jenny Calendar.
Yeah.
In her little dress and leather jacket combo.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be her go-to look.
Yeah.
That's her uniform.
They're flirting.
Yeah.
Has your opinion of Jenny Calendar improved since she was first introduced last season?
She's not as annoying to me.
Okay.
Now.
All right.
I mean, but they haven't talked about her techno-pagan stuff in a while,
That
so
is true.
now she's just another teacher.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Giles and Buffy are talking, and he notes that she's glum.
Yeah.
She's glum.
Yeah.
That's a word that you don't hear too much anymore.
No.
Glum.
But it was a good description.
Yes, she definitely is.
I mean, just from seeing him talk to something, like it's the next morning.
It's a lot.
Get over
it.
I noticed that the this episode was written and directed by Mr. Whedon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So it should be a good one.
Yes. We get some note passing.
They were not very covert with their note passing.
Was
I kept waiting for the teacher to catch them and be like, okay, we're going to read that in class now.
Did that ever happen to you?
That I got caught passing a note.
And it was read in class.
No.
Okay.
No. I might have been caught, but...
Just curious.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was so obvious. But yeah, Will Smart's like, was it a vampire? I don't think so.
That's when I expected to get caught.
Yeah.
And the teacher goes, vampire?
No, it's an umpire.
Yeah.
I also noticed that once again, Cordelia is speaking up in class. She has opinions.
She's talking about Marie Antoinette. She was going to let them eat cake.
Hello.
Hello. And then they're in the hallway and they're talking about Angel and a little more. And then Xander comes up and he says, "Did Angel do something wrong? Because that gives me a happy."
Yeah. My notes
Gross.
Xander has a happy.
That's gross.
Yeah. And then Jason Behr walks in.
Yes. Her old friend.
Yes. Do you know Jason
I have
Behr?
no idea who that is.
Okay. I know him from Roswell, which was another WB show around the same time. I think he started a year or two later.
Okay. So this launched his career, his WB career? Is that what
He
you're
was also, before he was in Seventh Heaven, another WB show.
Wow, okay.
He was in Dawson's Creek.
Oh man.
He's doing all the WB
He's
shows.
on the cast of characters.
And then more recently, he was also in the movie The Grudge, which Sarah Michelle Gellar was also in.
Connections.
He was in, I'm assuming it was a remake. I didn't watch it. Roswell, New Mexico. That's pretty recent. I think he was on the CW.
Okay.
He was in that, and then he was also in Supergirl, which again was another recent CW show. He was Zor-El.
Okay.
So yeah, he's done a lot of the WBCW shows. So I mean, I recognized him from that.
Right.
Mostly from Roswell, because I watched a few seasons of that. That was a decent show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought at first I had to turn on the subtitles. I thought she was calling him Lord.
Oh, no,
like
Ford.
I'm like, that's an interesting name, Lord.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now Ford, which that's not even really.
And he calls her Summers. That's this thing, and they just call each other by their last names. I'm going to start calling you by your last name instead of Meat Pie.
I'll do it right back to you.
But we need cool last names, easy last names like Summers and Ford.
Ford.
My last name doesn't just roll off the tongue like that. But okay, so then they're like, the solution to everything, to her being glum, is obviously her friend is there, and now they're going to go to the Bronze tonight. And then buddy says, "Would I be intruding?" And Xander says, "Only in the literal sense."
Yep. When he first walked up, he mentioned her enjoying a box of Oreos dunked in apple juice.
Is that what he said?
Yes. That just sounds...
Gross.
I mean, I know kids do weird things, but ew. I like Oreos. I like apple juice.
Gross.
They do not belong together.
That reminds me of the kids that used to eat their cereal because they couldn't have milk, eat their cereal with juice.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no.
I guess if you can't have milk,
I
you
saw...
don't want dry cereal.
It was a TikTok today. This woman is like walking around the coffee shop. So what's the weirdest order you've had recently? And it was an Americano with orange juice. So instead of water.
I bet that wouldn't be bad.
Orange juice with coffee?
I don't know. I like blueberry flavored coffee.
Well, I do too.
So I bet
but-
with the orange, it's probably good.
All right. Maybe we'll...
Have you tried one of those coffees with the olive oil yet?
No, because
No.
I like olive oil.
Yeah.
I like coffee.
Not together.
Not together.
But it's velvety smooth.
Well, yeah, I'm worried about it being velvety smooth through my insides. Those two things.
Do you love my insides? Would you love them more with olive oil?
Eyeballs to entrails.
All right. So then they're going to go. Oh, and he's got to go find the admissions office
To get his papers in order.
at the high school. The admissions office.
So
not just the office.
I mean, we know about the school, but apparently you can just wander in without being an admitted student.
Apparently. If that's the worst thing going on at this school, I'll take it.
Yeah. He is, again, in a sweater vest. I mean, I know it's a late night.
There's a lot of sweater vests.
Sweater vests are in.
Yeah. So then they're playing pool at the Bronze, and he makes reference to when Buffy was in a 9th grade beauty competition with a swimsuit category.
Ew.
A 9th grade.
Yeah. Again, written and directed by Jocelyn.
Oh, Joss.
You
Do better.
You skipped over I Touch Myself.
Oh, yeah. That was funny. And she's like, at the end, Willow's like, oh, is that what that song is about? That's what that song is about? That's funny.
But yeah, 9th grade beauty contest. Ew.
And then Angel's over at the counter getting some tea. Does he drink tea? Do vampires drink? Eat and drink?
We see them drink. I don't know that we ever see them eat, but we do see them drink things other than blood.
Angel meets Ford. And the line, the line I'm going to say, and they said, one of them says, once more with tension. Did you miss that?
I did miss it.
Yeah. Once more with tension. And I thought, oh, that's foreshadowing for that episode, the musical episode. Okay.
Good catch.
Thanks.
And they're out in the alley.
Wait, before that, Buffy and Ford leave, and then Angel makes his quick exit, as he always does, and Willow says to Xander, "See, you made him do that thing where he's gone."
Well, it's Xander's fault. Then they're in the alley.
Then they're in alley set number 2. Clean alley set number 2.
Ford clearly sees her stake the vampire.
Clearly.
It was a cat.
Yeah.
But Ford knows that she was a slayer.
He knows.
Yeah. Back in the LA days.
I don't know how he knows.
He saw her burn
that
down the
common
gym, I
knowledge?
guess. I don't know.
Somebody knew and told him. I don't know. All right. But anyway, he knows. And then the next thing we know, he's at the secret door off the alley somewhere. Big heavy door. Like a prohibition speakeasy door. Had the little peephole thing and everything.
Yep.
They open and let him in. Inside there's welding, hard rock, and lasers. That's the goth club.
Yes.
I don't know why they're welding at the goth club.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that.
I don't know.
didn't
I
understand
thought
the
maybe
welding.
it's like a weird art installation or something. I don't know. It's the goth club. And then I said, OMG, the capes and frills on Diego.
Yeah.
Oof.
That was a cape.
That kid was a LARPer.
Yes.
He played some D&D.
Yes. Yeah, it was sparkly. It was shiny.
Yeah, it really was.
He had, like, the little
it was
bow
like
tie-
I think that was
bow tie.
left over from who was that guy? The magician.
Ethan Rain?
No, the magician that wanted to chop off Buffy's head with the guillotine in the talent show.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that guy.
From season 1, yes.
Yeah, left over. Okay, so then Ford is taking his Ritalin.
Which I thought was weird.
I wonder if it wasn't really Ritalin.
sounds-
It was related to what we see at the end, what we hear about at the end. But okay, so and then the club is for true believers only. We don't know what that means, but and then I noticed they're all drinking from silver chalices. Because you
as
go
one
to a
does.
club and they serve you in real silver chalices
I mean, that's what I
instead of a red Solo cup
drink
or.
out of at the castle. I don't know what you're drinking out of.
And then this was weird. And so he says whatever he says, Ford. And then they look over his shoulder and there's a movie starring Jack Palance. And he's lip syncing. Ford is lip syncing what the movie is saying.
Yeah, I thought that was odd.
I couldn't tell. I didn't have the subtitles on this time, so I couldn't tell what he was saying. Obviously, it's something they must play that movie a lot. He knows the movie, and he was saying it with him. But I thought that was a little strange.
Yeah. Unnecessary.
We should go back and see. Did you ever subtitles on?
I did.
Do you remember?
But I don't
what
remember
they were
being
saying?
anything
I wonder if it's
significant.
pertinent. Anyway, okay. And I wrote this. This club actually makes more sense than the Bronze. Good, a coherence that the bronze does not.
Yes, it was theme heavy, but everything fit.
Is it a club or is it someone's basement? Is it like a house party? I don't know, because it was like a building off the alley, right?
Yeah. I
It
think
wasn't
it
somebody's
was
house.
No, I really think it was a club.
Like a club.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then we get knock, knock, knock. Willow gets a visitor. Angel is at Willow's house.
No, to me, it looked like she was on the second floor.
Oh,
At least that's how I interpreted it in my head. I thought like she had like a walkout balcony.
okay.
Which, good for her if that's the case.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that.
But yeah, he's just knocking on her door.
Yeah,
She lets him
he
in.
needs help.
Yeah.
Well, she invites him in, and then Ira, we get a first look at Willow's bedroom. I don't think we've seen Willow's bedroom before. And she's got that very innocent white wicker bed set that a lot of girls had when they were young, and that weird geometrical mobile over her bed. I don't know what that was about. And then he needs her help to do some online stalking on the net.
Yes.
I'm so the net girl.
Yeah. I need you to track down someone down on the net.
Yeah.
He needs to know this guy's affiliates.
His affiliates.
He's like 16, 17 years old. How many affiliates he has? I do think we did see Willow's room.
Diego and that weird blonde girl. Those are his affiliates.
I think we did see Willow's room for a quick second in the season 1 finale.
Oh.
After she walked into the AV room and saw all the... then Buffy went over and consulted her.
Oh.
But I don't think it was the same room.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I will check that.
All right.
You missed the bra on the bed.
Oh, no, I didn't. That very carefully placed bra on the bed.
She quickly shoves out of the way.
Yeah. So then they find out the big discovery is that Ford is not registered at the school.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun. So then they're back at school. Buffy and Ford are in the hallway, and Giles runs up and gives her his beeper number.
Well, Jenny's beeper number.
Oh, Jenny beeper number. Whatever. Again, the librarian's running up to a student like, here's my phone number.
In case you need help studying. Did you have a beeper?
Yeah, well, when I was working at the hospital.
Okay.
Yes, for being on call. And I could tell you, they were all labeled. All the alerts were labeled, pleasing alert number 1, pleasing alert number 2. There were no, at 2 in the morning, there's no pleasing alert.
Yeah, I get that.
And then the buzz. And whenever you were in the halls or whatever, in the elevator, and you could always tell when someone got paged because they'd just be standing there, and then all of a sudden they would just go, and their shoulders would slump. It's like, oh.
I don't miss being on call.
No, I don't either. Oh, it was the worst.
There are a couple of different like ringtones I would set as my like text message tone if it was from that number.
Oh.
And if I hear one in public, I immediately tense up.
Oh yeah, it's a bad feeling.
I had like a personal beeper in '99.
Wow.
For Christmas and lost it within like a month.
Oh.
I was so angry because my mom was like, "Well, that's it. You lost it. You're not getting another one
Oh.
unless you want to pay for it yourself."
You were briefly cool.
Again for like a second.
Okay, so now it's after dark. Buffy's still hanging out with Ford, just giving him a tour of the campus, I guess, or Sunnydale.
In the dark.
In the dark, and of course they end up at school again because everything is either at school or the cemetery in Sunnydale. And then we see these 2 vampires on campus, and so we gotta go chase those vampires. Come on along, Ford. She hands him the crucifix and the stake. Let's go. You're deputized.
That's all you need.
Yeah. And then I wrote Buffy's obvious stunt double is kicking some butt.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was bad.
That was a bad one. Yep. She kills that one vampire.
She does.
And he's trying to get some info out of the other one.
Yes. But then by the time Buffy gets back, that one's gone, and he says, I killed her. Killed her.
Dust.
Yep.
And we find out about the Sunset Club.
The Sunset Club.
Something you would like expect on like Madeira Beach.
Yeah.
The Sunset Club.
Yeah. Willow, Xander, and Angel go to the club. Where they stick out like a sore thumb.
Really bad.
Does a sore thumb really stick out?
I thought that was cute.
There were a lot of funny lines in this one. There was a lot of cute banter in this one. Yeah.
We find out the blonde girl's name is Chantarelle.
Like a mushroom.
Like a mushroom.
That grows in the dark.
Oh, I don't think I knew that part. Oh, damn it. I thought you were telling me something interesting.
No. The guy in the coffin, is there another good, like, just random, they just pan past this dude who's dressed like a vampire, and he's like, hi! Welcome
doing?
to the club! They don't say anything about it, it's just a guy.
They are referring to the vampires as the lonely ones.
Yes.
They clearly have, like, some adoration for
It's a little
vampires.
culty.
Yeah.
It's a little culty. Yeah.
Chanterelle tells Angel, so there's something I feel is very valid today.
Right.
Other viewpoints than yours may be valid.
She was very PC before PC was a thing. She was almost woke.
Yeah.
Before woke was a thing. Yeah, very, like I said, very open-minded and welcoming and, you know.
And while that's going on, Jenny and Giles are at Monster Truck.
I know, that's pretty funny.
I would have loved to have seen that.
That's pretty funny.
Just the look of, like, probably horror.
I just imagine, I
his
imagine he would be like, yeah, horror, and then when she'd look over at him, he'd kind of make a little smile face, like, oh yeah, it's good. And then they got to do a little research in the dusty old books, and Buffy happens to see a photo of Drusilla, and we find out she was killed by an angry mob in Prague.
But she wasn't.
But she wasn't?
As a vampire.
Oh, well, yeah. But why does she miss Prague? If she was attacked by an angry mob, I wouldn't miss that.
Oh,
Right?
right. Maybe she just liked the place before
The
angry mob showed up. Yep.
Yeah.
And then the vampire that Ford was supposed to have killed runs through, grabs a book, and then runs through that cellar.
The cellar exit. In the vid library. Yeah. And then Drusilla is talking to her bird.
Her dead bird.
That did make me laugh. Made me laugh. She's like, oh, what is wrong with this girl?
I knew you were going to like Drusilla because of her.
Oh man,
her kookiness.
She is very kooky.
She is.
And she's like, I'll give you a seed if you sing. And Spike's like, the bird is dead.
He loves her. He loves her wackiness. And then Ford shows up in their warehouse, I guess they're in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then he has a deal. I want to make you a deal. You make me a vampire and I'll give you the Slayer.
They never really said what was in the book, right?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so.
Angel's at Buffy's house. Buffy says she loves him. He says, do you love me? And she said, I love you.
Just not sure if I trust you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of soon for her to be saying I love you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they've had one makeout session. They haven't even had coffee. And then we find out some dark stuff about his past.
Yeah.
He says he was obsessed with Drusilla. He was obsessed with her. Walk me through this. He was obsessed with her, so he drove her insane. Killed everyone she loved. Drove her insane. She went to a convent.
Right.
And then he made her a vampire.
The day that she took our holy orders.
What? Okay, so why would he do all that? He was obsessed with her and her purity and her innocence.
Right.
So you took all that away.
Oh.
Like, by doing all that horrible stuff to her and her family.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that kills someone's innocence. And then she goes, and then he made her a vampire. But we don't find out why. I don't know.
I think it was just really because he liked playing with his victims. It was just torture, and he enjoyed doing it.
He enjoyed that. Okay, he was a jerk, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. And then we're back to school, and I just wrote, we're back at school. Awful hair. Oh, Buffy's hair. I didn't like Buffy's hair in this scene. Back at school. Awful hair. Weird spinning camera. She's talking to Ford, and they're doing like a little round of them, right?
Yes.
Oh, I did not like that, Joss. It was making me a little queasy.
And they agreed to meet back at the school at 9.
Sure.
Why at the school?
Because they only have 5 sets on this show.
So why not the cemetery?
Yeah.
A cute little exchange between Xander and Willow. Angel was in your bedroom?
Yes, and ours is a forbidden love.
Yeah. Buffy finds the club.
We're at the club.
We find out that Ford is sick with some really bad coughing acting that he did.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
that was, like,
And he
I
had a
could do it
nest
better.
of tumors liquefying his brain.
Yeah.
What he said.
Second time we got somebody with brain cancer.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We had the ventriloquist from the puppet
Yes.
show.
Right. Wow.
Something about the hellmouth.
Dark.
No, I say that, but what's it? But
Wow.
Ford only just got there, so.
And then we find out the club is in a bomb shelter.
Mm-hmm.
So the club is in a bomb shelter that's just a random room off of an alley.
Well, I don't think it's being used as a bomb shelter anymore.
No, but it was a bomb shelter.
Right.
I don't know, like a public, like what town has a public bomb shelter?
Sunnydale, California.
I guess so. I always thought bomb shelter were like we've talked about in Greece too. They're in somebody's backyard.
Yeah, it's freestanding, but not like in the middle of the town.
It's like in your backyard, underground.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. And then who is it? Oh, Buffy makes a comment about how they all look like idiots. You know, their costumes are awful. And then Ford says, "Gotta back her up, D. You look like a big ninny."
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he knocks out Buffy, and I just had trouble believing that. Because
I did too. I was like, that was way too easy. She's a freaking Slayer. She can leap fences in a single bound. And
he tapped
she's
her on the shoulder and
did
she
you
was
see
out.
not see 2 episodes where she busted out of those metal chains?
Mm-hmm.
She's not gonna get knocked over by some guy with tumors in his head.
wearing a sweater
He's
vest.
weak and dying. Yeah, with a sweater vest.
And while she's knocked out, the vampires invade.
Big screeching tires outside. So you know they're here.
Yes.
Yep.
And that door could only be opened from the outside. That was not smart planning.
No. In any situation, as a bomb shelter as well.
That's true. Maybe that's what the guy was welding. Maybe he was welding it so it couldn't be open from
maybe
the,
he was fixing it up just for this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. All right. Okay, so they start to eat all the wannabe vampires, but then Buffy takes Drew hostage, and then I had a question about Spike's teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he's got fangs.
Yep.
But then all his other teeth are like jaggedy. Are all the vampires' teeth like that?
Not that I
jaggedy, the front
noticed,
teeth?
but I also could see him breaking out a file and doing it himself.
Oh, all right. I didn't think of that. All right, now I'm going to start paying attention to the teeth.
There's a book that I'm reading right now, and one of the characters had all their teeth ripped out and replaced with pointy iron teeth.
Oh.
And it just freaks me out every time I read about them because I just picture their mouth.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Ooh. All right, so then they're back in alleyway set number 3. Because when Buffy leaves, she's like, I guess we just have to go back and collect the body
Yeah.
because the door closes on them and Ford's left inside.
See what happens when you mess with vampires?
Don't mess with them.
No.
You can't make deals
You're
with
not gonna win.
vampires.
No.
So Buffy comes back to get the body, and then we're in the cemetery, and I guess she lugged that body out on her own. She didn't call the police or the coroner.
She buried it. She
She buried it. There's a
up.
headstone there already.
I mean, when my mother died, I feel it was like probably 4 months before there was a headstone.
Well, so then I thought, is this just like 4 months later?
It would have been nice if it would have said 4
4
months
months
later on the
4
screen.
months later.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
No. And they're at the grave for some closing words.
Does it ever get easy?
No.
No.
Yeah, but he lies. But the last jump scare.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. So, was that Ford?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
He got to be a vampire for,
3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the whole lie to me is Giles lying to her at the end. Yep, it does get easier. It really does.
It
It
really
gets better.
Yes. You're in high school right now.
It gets better.
It really, really gets better. We promise you.
All right, so that's all my notes for this episode.
Yeah, that's all I have too.
I don't know if I could pick a favorite line because there were quite a few good lines in this one
Okay.
that I enjoyed. There was a lot of funny stuff in this one. I am going to say 3 stars only because, or Spike, sorry, because Stakes, because I enjoyed the lines that made me laugh in this one. The story itself was okay.
Yeah.
I did get a giggle at the Underground Goth Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say for a line, I'm torn between Willow's Ours is a Forbidden Love, and Buffy saying to Diego, "My God, can you have a dorkier outfit?" Yeah. Those two.
I do always get a kick out of TV and movies attempts to portray cool clubs, nightclubs. They very rarely get it right.
Yeah. I'll go 3.25.
Okay.
For this one.
All right.
I think you just did two episodes in a row with a 3 or higher. I don't know if you've done that before.
Oh, all right.
Interesting.
Write it down.
I'm noting this date.
Oh boy. All right. What's coming up next?
Next.
Episode 8.
Yes, we have episode 8, which is The Dark Age.
Ooh, The Dark Age. Mm-hmm. All right.
In 10 words or less, what do you think it's going to be about?
The Dark Age. Buffy dyes her hair black and becomes evil Buffy.
Oh, I like it.
If you have any ideas as to what we might talk about in the first bit of our podcast for The Dark Age, let us know. You can email us at
thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com.
You can reach us on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Reels, YouTube, our Discord server.
Threads.
We're pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Except X. Drop us a line. If you can leave us a review, we would love that. If you have any feedback, just let us know. If you just want to say hi, we'd be happy to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we will see you next time when we discuss The Dark Age.
Bye.
Bye.